everyone, welcome back. My people, breaking news. It is over for Tinubu and APC come 2027. Like APC, Aso Rock are in panic mood as the Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) has officially recognized former Senate President David Mark as the new national chairman of the African Democratic Congress (ADC). Tinubu and co are running helter-skelter. This move by Inec effectively settles, at least for now, the leadership crisis that has rocked the ADC in recent months. With this recognition, David Mark and his team now have full authority to present the party in all official matters, including preparation for 2027 election. So let's just listen and hear what the spokesperson of ADC has to say concerning this particular news. Take a listen.
What does this mean for the David Mark-led ADC?
Of course, it means that I don't know what you mean when you say David Mark-led ADC. Why you're not asking me what does it mean for ADC? You say what does it mean for David Mark-led ADC? As if there is another ADC.
Yeah, well, there's been a contention. You were waiting for this to happen as a confirmation.
Yeah.
Now that this has happened, there's still people who are contesting whether or not David Mark.
When you say what now happens to ADC, then I can answer you. But when you say what happens to David Mark-led ADC, and I answer you, I'm inadvertently admitting that there's another ADC or there's another leadership.
But of course, you are aware that there are other people who are contesting. Lumedi is in court. Honorable Lekabegide, those who are saying, no, we cannot, you have not come to the party in the right way.
We're not aware that anybody is in court against ADC. At this moment, we're not aware. You see, what we have found is that people hold press conferences and make claims and make threats. But in the end, because they know the hollowness of their standing, they know they cannot follow it through. As far as we are concerned in ADC, we are not aware of any case, any legal case, any case against the ADC as I talk to you. So what we have is the administrative process, the completion of the administrative process of changing the leadership of the ADC from where we're coming from to where we are to, from where we want to be. So there is no question of any other leadership for the African Democratic Congress in Nigeria.
So what does this mean? That Inec now is taking a bit of a time since July, so we are in September, taking over 2 months for Inec to take that decision.
Well, you can say that. I think you will start counting from the day that we held the NEC meeting, not the July 2nd. Yeah, the NEC meeting. And what has happened is entirely administrative, like I've maintained. You know, it's also a new territory for us. It's not something that you do every day, that a political party will be formed the way we have done it. So there are bound to be issues. But INEC being the regulatory organization and to ensure that everything was done the right way, so we had a bit of forward and backward, but finally we are able to meet all the requirements in terms of documentation. And that is resolved, and today we can move forward and more deliberately in terms of building our party.
It's fascinating, actually, isn't it, that the recognition comes as of those who are in office, not even in interim position. INEC is saying National Chairman Senator David Mark, National Secretary Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, National Treasurer Mani Ibrahim Ahmed, National Financial Secretary Aki Budal Atu, National Legal Advisor Professor Osariwen Osumbo. It's interesting that they're not even in interim capacity. But at your NEC meeting, it was an interim that we understand that these positions should be held.
Yeah, because you see, before you hold your convention, the NEC can act in place of convention. Right? So what the NEC did is what is constitutionally approved for the NEC to do in terms of nominating and approving these particular officers of the party. So we know that we have to get to our convention, and you know, party convention, the elective convention, is going to happen next year. But meanwhile, we have officers of the party that have been duly elected by the National Executive Committee of the party. So there is no contradiction at all.
But you were not listed there. So those 5 or 6 positions that were listed,
there are about 53 positions. Okay. What we need is for INEC to, INEC is concerned mostly with with what concerns them as an election body. So as an election management body, the position they have listed are mostly that have implication for electoral processes. They are going to list the rest, but for us, this is the most important for us because the work of what the chairman does, what the national secretary does, what the legal advisor does, all these have direct implication for electoral activities within the party and outside the party. So we are happy that these have been listed. I mean, so we don't want anything to say, anybody to come and say, oh, you have such a long list of executive and we are still waiting to upload the rest. That's why we've not read it. So for what INEC has done, we commend INEC for what they have done and for standing on the side of democracy. So in this regard.
Yeah, just a little bit of fact check. There was a case in July filed by Adeyemi Emmanuel, Ayodeji Victor Tolu, and Aruna Ismaila at the Federal High Court in Abuja against the David Mark-led leadership.
We are not aware.
You have not been joined in that suit. Or you have not been notified.
We are not aware.
Yeah. Or the legal advisor is aware, but you are not. Your office had not been notified.
It's possible, but I'm not aware of any such case.
Because I know about this is probably the second or third case that I'm aware that has been instituted in
what I'm telling you.
I could imagine the implication of INEC's decision to other parties who says, look, why are you entertaining Bolaji and why are you allowing them to talk? Because we are the authentic. You, in your mind, you probably be thinking, why are you allowing to maybe to talk? Because we are the authentic. There's a lot of people who have their own. When something is contentious,
yeah, no, there's no contention unless the one you are creating. There is no contention. It is very clear. The coalition came into the ADC. And all the executive of the ADC, all the relevant executive resigned en masse, signed their resignation letter to allow the new officers to take over. Now we've taken over. The duty that we had was to go back and report to INEC to say, look, we've had a NEC meeting. Now we have new leadership. Right? Now, if you hear the people who are saying, "Oh, they are not executive," these are people who were part of the process who resigned their positions. So you cannot find anybody that is challenging this that has a locus to do it. You mentioned the former presidential candidate. He doesn't have it because he was not in the executive. It's only someone, like I told you at the last time I came here to discuss this. It's a Raf Nwosu that was previously recognized by INEC that can come and say, no, I'm still the chairman and not David Mark. Right? If Raf is accepted as the chairman of the ADC, and Raf is now saying, I've resigned my position, and NEC is saying, now that you have resigned your position, we're appointing somebody else. So it's only Raf that can come and say, no, I did not resign. Or the secretary that can come and say, no, I'm not resigned. Because if we did not come on board, no one will be challenging the legitimacy of Raf Nwosu. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for us, it's not a concern. For us, the most important thing has been done, which is that we have made that transition effectively and we want to move forward with the task of building our party. Like you said, if anybody has gone to court or is planning to go to court, please, we will encourage them to do it. It's part of democracy and we'll be ready to do that.
I mean, you've been a former minister, you had position in Kwara State, but if someone comes today and said, you are not authentic Bolaji Abdullahi, what would you say to the person?
I don't envisage that.
It could happen. So that's the point, right?
I don't envisage that.
That's the thing. But when you hear it, you'll be shocked, isn't it? Well, and that's what happens in politics. You know, the dimension of the contention.
Are you saying that someone can come and claim that he is the authentic Raf Nwosu?
Oh, it could be the authentic leadership of the party.
No,
that's what they're contending. And they say, look, whatever position Raf Nwosu took, it might be in a political delusion and that he doesn't have the power to do it. But let's leave that aside for a moment. Why do you think there was a poor outing of the ADC in this past election that held?
Which past election?
Or the by-elections?
Which by-elections? The last elections.
There was a by-election.
Yeah, we've explained it. We've issued a statement. We've talked about it several times. You know, that for us, the election happened less than a month after we came into the party. Most of the candidates, we didn't even know them. So, and that's why we said we cannot judge the ADC by, you are just talking about us transitioning into establishing our real leadership at this time. So, the by-election that you talked about happened too early in terms of transition for the party. So, no, we don't want to be judged by the outcome of that election. But there are other elections. So if you are talking about other elections, then I don't want to talk about, so that you don't say I'm campaigning, but there are other elections coming, so we'll be ready for those.
But this announcement or this publishing that Inec did today, would you say that is a statement to say you are now ready officially to roll out?
Well, I mean, we've been ready, but what it means is that this will now give more confidence to our membership across the country, because I must admit that so many people have been apprehensive because they don't know what was going to happen. You see, the integrity of our public institution is at stake, and I think you mentioned it earlier. A lot of our institutions, public institutions, have credibility problem. So even when they are purely administrative issues, people begin to suspect some conspiracy. So the longer it took for us to tidy this up, the more people began to think that INEC was pandering to some interests other than what they were constitutionally mandated to do. Now that it has been done, and like we said, we were very clear that it was purely administrative. Now we can go ahead. Our members across the country have been excited. Those who were holding back, waiting for this to happen, now have seen they can now come in, so we can move forward more deliberately in the task of building our party.
Have you been able to identify the numbers of people who have now officially joined since that coalition was announced?
No, I can't tell you. I can't tell you that numbers. But what I know is that in every ward in this country today, there is an ADC meeting happening. And I can tell you that the last time I was back in Elore, I attended my ward meeting. When I signed my name on the register, I was number 73, a ward meeting. I mean, that had never happened in all the years that I've... So what I'm saying is that people are excited, and that's the direction we want to go. We want to build a party, a mass political party that's able to mobilize people across the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. So I can't tell you, these are the numbers. But now that we have done this and have this substantive executive in place, substantive in terms of being crossing the INEC hurdle, we'll now begin to do systematic registration of members. It now means that the chairman can now serve membership card, the secretary can now serve membership card, then we can begin to roll out. Then maybe at the end of the year or so, we can tell you that this is how many people we have registered in our parties.
There are those who will say ADC, no governor, no senator, one House of Reps member, or I think one or two. That political structure, zero.
You see, Phil, let me tell you something. The most important mission of the ADC is to build a real political party.
Not to win 2027.
No, we want to win 2027. I'm coming to that. You see, the most important thing is for us to build a real political party. A real political party that stands for something, that believes in something. And this is the message we are going to push to Nigerians. Nigerians, the most important is for us to give Nigerians alternative. We want Nigerians to get to 2027 and ask themselves, has this ruling party improved our lives or made our life worse? And decide whether they want to continue with this ruling party or they want a change. So we want a situation when people want a change, they can look back and see our party as a viable alternative. So this has nothing to do. Most of these governors you mentioned can't. I saw a video yesterday of a state governor that went to a village in a state, and he was met with people saying, "We don't want you," and they started chanting ADC, ADC. I can send the video to you. So what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter that we have, what we are trying to do has probably not been done in a long time. In 2014, 2015, you have a merger of political parties. And I think it's actually unprecedented. But now we have merger of individuals. And ADC is one party that we're trying to build on the principle of egalitarianism, equal membership. So you will see that when every member feels empowered in their respective position to provide leadership, whether at zonal level or at state level or at ward level, then you begin to see that everybody is committed into delivering the objective of the party. We are not worried about how many officers we are not worried about that.
It's whether or not Nigerians will accept you ahead of 2027.
It's our duty to convince them that we represent the alternative. And that's
it's a question of whether or not Bola Tinubu could be given a chance in 2027 to finish what he started. Or
what has he started?
People could look at the PDP and say, oh, we trust you, have been on the ground for a while.
Those are options. But the most important thing is that when Nigerians look at APC, Nigerians will ask themselves, are we happy with this government? The situation that was created in the country before we came on board was a condition of fait accompli, where Nigeria was gradually becoming a one-party state, that the only option available was the ruling party. Now, you cannot say that 2 months after. What we have done is that we have opened up the political space. Nigerians feel they have options. So it's within the constitutional right of Nigerians to say, oh, we are happy with what the ruling party has done, or to say, no, if we are not happy, what alternative is available to us? And they can look around and see ADC. So,
of course, you can see on your screen the announcement is published by Inec today, the enlisting of David Mark, Ralph Aregbesola Osumbo, and the rest as official leadership of the party in a different capacity. Let's close the program in a few words. You made a comment in a statement today reacting to the situation in the Senate regarding Senator Natasha Akpoti Senate, who said that she's returning to work, but the Senate has responded through the office of the clerk to say, no, you cannot, because there is a case in court that you need to answer to, and is still not finalized.
We feel this is wrong. We've not commented on this saga since it started, but at this point we felt that this goes beyond partisan politics. Natasha Akpoti is not a member of our party, but this has implications for our democracy. I think saying that she will not be admitted because there's a pending court case is being dubious, in the sense that it was not the court that sent her on suspension. It's the National Assembly that sent her on a 6-month suspension. That has nothing to do or has no bearing on the subsequent court cases or court case that they are referring to. She has been sent on suspension. She had been sent on suspension for 6 months. She has served that suspension. There is no reason why she should not be admitted into the National Assembly at the expiry of those 6 months, unless the National Assembly wants to give us the impression that there are other issues that they are not telling Nigerians, and we feel particularly concerned because the voice of Natasha Akpoti is the voice of her people, and when you deny her admission into the National Assembly, what it means that you are also denying her people representation. That is one. Two, we also note that Natasha Akpoti is only one of 4 women in the Senate. Out of 109 senators, only 4 women. That's a very poor representation of women in the Senate. That's 2.7% of the Senate representation for women. That's one of the worst record in the world. So when you go on excessively punishing one of these few women, you are also creating a condition where it could potentially discourage women from coming forward to fight to contest election. So we believe it is wrong, and it's on this basis that we are saying that the Senate must change gear and allow the senator to resume her position.
So my people, that is it. I hope you guys heard everything that he said concerning this particular breaking news. Inec recognized David Mark as national chairman of ADC. So now people are saying, come 2027, with this ADC force, Tinubu must leave Aso Rock. So there is another thing Inec said today that has set internet on fire, and Nigerians have been reacting. And it says early political campaigns by politicians threaten democracy, like they are against it. And now people are saying that these people are just joking. Look at what people are saying. This person said, you are the biggest threat to democracy. And this person said, what will you do if you were given opportunity to see this man on lonely road alone? Hey. And another person said, nothing threatens democracy than electoral fraud, which the Inec chairman and the entire Inec as an organization have been found complicit in during the 2023 election and other subsequent elections in Nigeria. And this person said, when the revolution starts, make una leave this man for me. We get scores to settle. And another person said, speak to the man you stole the election for. All his banners, flags, and their statues are all over above rules, even into the airport. And this person said, so you steal the INEC chairman doesn't threaten democracy. What does election rigging threaten? They are asking Mahmoud Yakubu. My people, like after the 2023 election, Tinubu has started campaigning. So what is INEC chairman or INEC going to say about it? I don't know what you think. I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section about this breaking news. David Mark being recognized by INEC as national chairman of ADC. So the big question now is, can David Mark leadership bring stability or credibility to ADC, or will the internal division continue to weaken the party's chances ahead of 2027? I would love you guys to leave your thoughts, share the video, give it a like, and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shamra Senior Steve.